Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Nimbatus with me, Lathrex, and of course, welcome to a brand new drone, which is going to be, hopefully, an improved version of the previous video's satellite idea. So to begin with, I am going to start from scratch, because I feel like I could have done several things better, and this time, the main drone itself will be the satellite, which is kind of weird, considering the harvester drone will still be what we control manually, and the satellite will still be what follows the harvester drone, but this way we can reproduce the harvester drone if it ever dies. It also means it's just going to be a bit easier to sort things out in terms of placements, in terms of making sure everything is stable on the satellite, which is likely going to be bigger than the harvester drone. It's good to have the drone core, which is a very stable centerpiece. So let's begin then. So to begin with, I'm just going to essentially build the core of the satellite, so it needs to be able to follow the cursor, it needs to be able to stay above the planet, and that's pretty much it, and just stay stable. All the things we did in the previous video, so I'm just going to cut here and be right back once we've got the core done. But I have quite a few ideas, which would hopefully make this way more useful than in the previous video. Here we are, we've added lots of the resources here, and what I'm going to do just here is add a single gate, activates the output key if both of the input keys are not pressed, 1 and 2, which is currently how this lovely sensor is following us, and that will activate, let's say, 3. Now 3 is going to be really simple, it's just going to be a light. It's going to be a light switch, which is on the harvester drone. This means, because both of these aren't active, it's no longer following the cursor, and therefore the satellite is directly above the mouse. This way, we can easily tell when the satellite's in position without having to check the minimap or just hope for the best. This was a really good suggestion by a few people in the previous few videos, in fact. And yeah, really simple, really good. It's gonna make life easier. Random doomsday idea. Right now, I have this drone set, so it always tries to simply run away from the mouse, unless the mouse is above it. Which means, if we had this set up on a planet, it would go all the way around the planet, avoiding the mouse, until the mouse is in front of it in terms of all the way through the planet, and then it would stay there, directly opposite the other satellite, which is following the mouse. You could easily make a planet corer with this sort of idea, just both firing directly down, both on the poles of the planet. Just a random doomsday weapon idea, you know, the usual. So I said I was going to skip a lot of this, but I'm not going to, because honestly, I have a lot of ideas going forwards, and I want to see if they're going to be okay. So, this is the core of the satellite. It's going to have a section over here for some mysterious purpose, and a section over here, again, for some mysterious purpose, which hopefully will make this far more useful in general day-to-day stuff. So, what I'm going to want is the main weapon needs to be at the very center, because that is where the satellite will be in regards to the mouse. So, I want my orbital bombardment to fire directly down. So, for now, rather than have the missiles like we did before, in terms of using the homing rockets, we're going to instead make them a little bit more energy efficient. Actually, do we even need that? We're going to make them far stronger instead, and we're going to use them with the fixed section, rather than rotation. This means, once we're in position, the shots should go directly down, and that's that, of course, once we edit them to do so. Let's just change the weapons we already have, that'll be fine. So you're no longer using the homing rockets, instead you're using the bonus damage, and the extra rocket force is nice, but let's just do double bonus damage, and we'll do that for this one as well. So no longer homing rockets, now you're just going to really, really hurt things. Seems reasonable to me. Okay, so now, when we fire, so we're over the mouse, and I forgot just how inaccurate these rockets are. We need more accuracy. That's a problem because I can't... Oh, maybe I can afford it. Can I afford more accuracy? No, because it's right over here. Can I still afford it? Even just one accuracy boost would be nice. Darn you! Okay, we'll go resource harvesting before we finish this thing. We definitely need the bonus accuracy, or we need to use a different weapon type. I love the rockets at the moment, so I want to keep with them for the time being. Maybe we will need to use the homing rockets then, just make sure to keep the mouse in position. That's kind of annoying. That is kind of annoying, but that's fine. That's just time-consuming, nothing else, really. So, this section here is going to be the more difficult one for me to figure out, because I just haven't done this before. So, essentially, what I want is a magnet section which can grab from the harvester drone the resource chunks. So the harvester drone will go up to the satellite, or the satellite will be brought down to the harvester, which I think would be way cooler and definitely something I want to figure out. And then the harvester releases the resources gathered, the satellite holds it, and then just goes about on its merry way like it was before, until we go back to the Nimbatus, in which case it can simply drop them into the harvesting section. The one problem I have is I want multiple magnets, but the magnets will pull on each other. This means it's going to be a bit difficult. Just to do it like that for a second. Well, actually, let's go ahead and use both of those. Or do they pull on each other? Not majorly if they do. Is it because they're part of the same drone? I thought that still acted on the drone. Oh, maybe, Lathrix, it's because you just set up everything to the same key. There we go. That's the problem. And looks very weird. So maybe just one drone sort of in an empty section so we can add as many blocks as possible without damaging them. What I want is a large radius but not too much strength. This way it won't destroy everything when it grabs it. This also means that this satellite can do the pick up the bio barrel missions, which would be nice. If we can get this satellite and drone combo to do every mission, then it's a very good drone. Now we're going to figure out how we can have this satellite have separate altitudes. Now, one way we could do this is we could set the thrusters up so that they activate on a second directional sensor on its side, which is also linked to the mouse. This way, if I press a button and then allow the output to reach the thrusters, it will try to get to the mouse, which means I can have it quite low down. But instead of that, what I want is 2 altitude sensors, both of which are set up in a way that they require something or don't require something to get their output to the up and down thrusters. That sounded way more complex than it actually is. It's really simple. It means we're going to set them up with a switch, and then if the switch is on, it's giving the output that the one altitude sensor needs. If it's off, it's not giving the output, which is blocking the other one. So by pressing the switch, we can move the satellite to a higher orbit or a lower orbit. And it's going to look really cool, but be hopefully fairly simple. And again, it's me learning something. So the first one is really simple. We just need 2 of these, which of course are AND gates. Ta-da and ta-da. So both of these are going to be set up with this. So for higher, we have 7, and for lower, we have 6. There we go. And for lower, we need to have the output on minus, output on, I believe the higher one is 0. Yes, it is. There we go. Now, the second input is going to be the switch, as it is active. So actually, we want this one as the standard, don't we? So we should use this as the bottom one instead, because when we start off, the switch will be inactive by default. So, going to swap that. These 2 are going to be for the lower altitude instead, to make things a bit easier on myself, so I don't forget it and simply crash into the Nimbatus at the start. Okay, that should work just fine. So to begin with, we should go to around about the same altitude as before. Please ignore how rocky this thing is, obviously it's not balanced yet. Now if I press space, thus activating the switch, it will deactivate the NOT gate. And it will activate those 2 AND gates. Now this will probably crash into the floor, yeah, because the altitude is weird in the test mode, but that definitely works. Space, we go back up. Space, we go down. Really, really simple. In fact, yeah, that is way more simple than I expected. Huzzah, we have figured out a basic problem. And I'm kind of proud of myself for it. I'm a special dumpling. There we are, a bomb production section, which is only active if the switch over here is active. Activate gravity for a second, please. Thank you. Lovely. And turn off. All good. I swear, the next build we use, we're going to use tag bindings, because that will make all of this way easier, because it means we can simply split things into sections, and then I don't have to use a million keys. Right now I'm just doing what I feel comfortable using. Tag will be in the next build. Time for a pretty simple test. Okay, you move close to me, please. Thank you. And it holds the resources, although I think its field of influence needs to be a little bit greater. There we go. Then we go back to the Nimbatus, and we release the resources into it. And I can always grow more. Getting used to controlling one drone with the mouse is really weird. Okay, that's pretty simple. Go on, go up there. Oh no, it's a little bit too high up. Whatever am I going to do? There we go. And then go back up, please. Okay, that can hold quite a few. Just make sure they can't get stuck there, and also... I can't shoot them. Oh, here's a question. Once they've been detached like that, do they count as corpses? No, they don't. I can't kill them. Good. I'm hoping they're still okay to release their resources, though. I really don't know. A slight transformation of the bombs. They now have thrusters and a tiny little bit of fuel. This way it's way safer for everyone involved, except for those who are actually shooting them at. The one issue is, if they do spawn crooked or get knocked over, they will basically fly off in a random direction. Now we could solve that by adding more stuff to the bombs, so that they're linked in perhaps to the mouse controls or something like that. But that would make them spawn slower. And I think this is just about the right speed. We could add more, but right now I'm happy with that. Honestly, I can't see myself using this all that much anyway. Just in very niche circumstances, normally we have the weapons. Which really need to be more accurate. A little bit in the future, and I've been making some changes. We still have the rockets, but now they are a secondary weapon almost completely for just killing hammerheads. And the reason for this is because I completely forgot that missiles, rockets, are affected by magnets, which means they were never going to be as accurate as I wanted them, because I want these magnets to have a very, very good radius. So sadly, they are now designated as just hammerhead killers. So to replace them, we have plasma and cryogenic flamers, which means we can also burn things and freeze them at will, or just do this, which is really, really bright and even blurring my screen, so have fun with that, YouTube. But that's going to be able to do a lot of damage. They all have the bonus damage, so even though they are doing minus damage for being cryo and plasma, they're still going to be able to kill things very fast if I so desire. Eventually, we could replace this with the lasers once we have the extra range on them, but for now, just blinding light. The lights have now been installed. It's currently centered, as you can see by the blue lights, and of course by my mouse pointing at it, it then uncentered. So blue is censored, and then if it's red on the right, it means it's too far to the right. If it's red on the left, it's too far to the left. Therefore, we know when to activate the lava. Good. Good, good, good. Amazingly, this just seems like the best way to place the magnet. I just made a whole section so things couldn't fall out of it. I've added the magnet on a deployable section and everything else, but that just seems to work better. It doesn't attract much of the original drone. It can have the maximum radius, maximum strength, and it can hold loads of these resource sections. In fact, one thing I could do is have these resource sections actually attached to each other rather than be loose, but I just kind of like how they look when they're all individual, so less effective, but a personal choice there, so leaving that as it is. Although, what I do want to do is just move this up. Don't know why, I just think that looks a bit better. So, let's have a think. What missions are there? Destroy snake eggs. We can do that. And even if they're on a planet where the surface is difficult to break, we have bombs to do that, so that's good. Destroy the hives, once again, easy to do. Basically, any of the regular destruction stuff we can do very, very easily. Grab the metallic bio barrels we can do. Now that I have a magnet on the harvester, we can simply pass it from one magnet to the next. That's very easy to do, because that's now toggled with some of the controls on the harvester. What else is there? Oh, the one which may be a problem is to freeze the volcanoes, because the volcanoes will eventually respawn, and when they respawn, they're still hot. Well, they don't respawn, but they will eventually spurt more lava into the atmosphere, and that heats them back up again, so we need a constant source of cold, which means we need to be able to drop frost bombs. That's really annoying. But I do want it on the satellite, so I will go ahead and do that. That there is a frost bomb. And it does have a logic splitter, so it won't interact with other frost bombs. Let's make sure that works. Yes, it does. On the other side, we have the opposite, which is a heat bomb. And then, of course, in the center, we have our bombs. Lovely. And I've even now set it up so I can activate those on a single or a continuous. So if I hold down that, this should now be continuous, so as soon as the center factory is ready, it will now drop another bomb. Yep, there we go. But the other two are only manual, because honestly I can't see myself wanting to spam them everywhere. Lovely. All is well and good in the universe. Come with me! I just want to see how bad this can get. Just gonna go over here, no reason. Everything's fine. In fact, it's rather chill. Ow. Yep, double magnets, not good. So, unless I am completely forgetting something, that should be every single mission type able to be completed with this one drone. Should. I can't think of anything else we're going to have problems with, but maybe we'll find out that soon enough. Already seeing some problems with the magnet, to be honest, so... not really major problems, just more nuisances. Okay, I'm going to do some editing, try to make it a little bit better now. We have all the basic stuff in place, and then we'll go and complete some missions, maybe get closer to ending this galaxy. Oh yeah, I've definitely connected some things wrong. Okay, I'll be right back, just making sure everything works as intended. I've just looked at the time and realised this has taken me way longer than I thought it did. Even though it's quite simple, I am very slow when it comes to building stuff like this. So, instead of perfecting it, we're just going to go out and do some missions. Let's see if we can complete some missions and prove that we can actually use this for its desired purpose. After which, I can do some improvements in the next episode, maybe the episode afterwards, I don't know, because I still need to get more weapons. On the upside, this is a harvester drone, so that's good as well. Let's just go out and complete as many missions as possible using the new drone. So, destroy hive. Sure, that seems like a thing this can do. New drone to the rescue. What should I call this? Companion craft. Satellite craft. Bob. Bob with reverse capitals. Excellent. Okay, so we are now above the target, and thus... Excellent. Or, I could go ahead and use the rockets, which are far more accurate at destroying specific enemies. But once again, let's get above the target, and there we are! The light of the heavens. Oh, there's a problem. Because of the curvature of the planet, this is going to be shot at an angle. So I need to make its higher orbit a little bit lower. So it's a bit more in line with my drone and where I'm thinking it's aiming. Okay, let's lower it. So let's go to the lower orbit anyway. You can see on the minimap it should now be going down. Yes, it is. Way too low. Because, of course, this is originally... Oh, hello. For accepting new parts. Accepting new parts? Accepting the resource. In fact, yeah, that's too low anyway, even for that. So, a few minor changes then. Going to lower its high orbit and increase its low orbit. Yeah, higher orbit is lower, lower orbit is higher. And that works just fine. Okay, back to the regular tests. That looks very cool. Just ignore me as I freeze your friends to death. So, one thing to note is that this planet is absolutely tiny, and that is making the whole curvature problem way worse. On more normal-sized planets, this would be nowhere near so much of an issue. Hello. There you go. And now we have our resource safe, so if our harvester drone dies, it doesn't even matter. We can just keep on making new ones, and every time we get any resource, we just throw it onto the satellite. And if I'm lazy and don't want to move all the way up there, I just press spacebar and the drone comes down to us. The satellite comes down to us. Okay, if I say drone, I mean the harvester. If I say satellite, I mean the satellite. Okay, okay. Wait for it. Okay, I'm now above the enemy, and so, let's burn it. Goodbye and goodbye. Come on, hurry up and die already. Thank you. Same goes for you fellows. Anything over there of any real danger as I mess up my controls on my drone? Doesn't seem like it, just you guys. Let's find some more resource though. I want to see if I can definitely get back with all this resource and not have any major issues. Oh, there is an enemy. So let's swap over to the rockets. All good. Now, this is interesting and potentially a bug in the game. So right now, I am unable to harvest anything. Even if I do that and then replenish, I cannot harvest. It seems like once you've released these, you can no longer make new ones which are able to collect resources. That cannot be intentional. Well, that's really annoying. It's fine. It just means that the resource drone is all the storage we have. Again, it's fine. I still need that magnet section to complete the bio barrel mission, but... Okay, yeah, that is really annoying, actually. Really annoying indeed. Should use the rockets, but that's way more fun. And blinding. Well, at least dropping the resources works. Still, though, I am quite disappointed that this doesn't work. I can't see why it wouldn't work. This is attached to this. It's all attached to the harvesters. Yeah, there isn't any reason why that shouldn't be able to harvest right now. I will reload the game and see if that changes it, but I doubt it will. So, this works. Then I release these. Create new ones. Nope. I think I may know a way around this. It's a bit of a silly way, but if it works, it means all of that work on the magnet section and the resource section isn't going to simply go to waste. So, I wonder if we add these resource collectors to this, so now all of this is just one entity. Probably not the most stable entity, but it's an entity nonetheless. Will that be able to collect resource after it's created? I can't see why it wouldn't. To be fair, I can't see why this doesn't work anyway, but if that works, then it's fine. It just means we're going to have to haul these resource collectors with the magnet as well, which isn't too much of an issue, it's more of a nuisance. Definitely moving back to rockets in the future. Although I do still love this. Just the Doom Beam as well. I think I'll have both, but I'm definitely going to add more rockets. Anyway, let's see if this works. So, a quick test. So, yeah, obviously that works. Now we remove the hat. We add a new one. And it works. Huzzah! Okay, so there is no problem then. Because these harvesters at the top are attached to these sections, it means even when they respawn, everything is fine. Lovely. Good, good, good. So now we just go back to our main drone. Apparently there's a little bit of land right there, which is very annoying. In fact, we'll bring the drone to us. It should now be coming... Yep, it definitely is if we look over at the minimap. Hello. Lovely. And now go back into space. Perfect. Still a bit weird looking at the moment. Still could be a bit more structurally sound. But I think this is clearly shown. We can use this as the resource harvester, and we have done a destroy hives mission very easily. So with that, we need to move on to something else. Okay, so all I need to do now is let go of the resource about here, I think. Move over, and that should happily fall into there. Perfect. Yep, and I got the resource. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All is well and good. And now, let's move on to a brand new world. So I think the only two I still need to prove it with are the Hammerhead and Bio Barrel missions. Actually, no, not the Hammerhead, because once again, that's just destroy with missiles. We have missiles. What we need to do is the Freeze the Volcano mission and the Bio Barrel mission. Let's go do that. If we can do those two, proof of concept, completely proven, we can make it better as we move on. Destroy the Hammerhead at the core. Well, that was the easiest mission ever. So, the drone can definitely do that. And we even used the whole different altitude thing. So now you go back into the atmosphere. Is it worth harvesting here? It's a very dangerous planet. Is that like a hand reaching upwards, or is that meant to be like a plant? Or is it both? Maybe it's both. Hello, core. Not much in the way of resource. Although I do love these low air resistance worlds. Makes you feel so much quicker. Oh, everything's fire in this place. Oh, hello, blue. I'll be quickly accepting all of this. Thank you very much. And then I'm getting out of here. Destroy hammerheads. Okay, so a nice basic mission here. Oh, hello. What are you? For science, I'm going to poke you. Ooh. Or you're going to poke me. Is he trying to heat me up, or... What are you? You're like a mini hammerhead. That's the combat music, but this doesn't really feel like combat. I don't know what you're meant to do, but you are adorable. Are you just trying to annoy me? Because if so, you're doing a terrible job. You're just far too cute. Oh, actual hammerhead. You, on the other hand, need to go bye-bye. Oh no, resource, I'm so sorry. Oh, enemies, good. Well done, satellite. Okay, you are now officially getting annoying. Adorably annoying, but annoying. There we are, hammerheads are dead. And so is that. Oh, that's annoying as well. So many annoying things. Guys, stop. I can hardly move. Stop being friendly. Be hostile. Killing you feels wrong, so I'm just going to leave you here. Yep, I'm kind of stuck. You know what? There's no need to kill this transmitter. Please, just stop. Stop loving me! Okay, guys, really getting annoying now. Oh, hammerhead, I can't move. I am actually stuck right now. Stop it, you adorable little things. No, you are going to get me killed. Freedom. Haha. Okay, there you go. You can follow me, but could you please stop with that? Oh, no, I do not want to bring you to the satellite. If you do this to the satellite, that could be terrible. But I need to give the satellite these. Okay, let's run you around a little bit. Okay, now. Grab that. Please just grab it off me. Darn it. You are making everything so much more irritating. Okay, satellite, go down and grab that. Thank you. Okay, now go back up. Problem is I can't spawn in my new hat. Now I can. That looks odd. Ooh, don't kill the cute things. Apparently, we hit the cute things, and they can now do this. Which is also heating themselves up. Well, only one thing for it. Oh, I do not like the satellite doing that. Well, there goes my harvest drone. Thankfully, I can just do this. So, cute things are actually quite deadly, and apparently can shoot fireballs. I don't even know when I accidentally hit them, to be perfectly honest. I don't even know if I actually did attack them by accident. Okay, are you guys friendly? Okay, you follow me. Hopefully I won't need to use weapons, and then we can decide if it's hitting you, which makes you attack us, or if it's just on a timer. Because I don't know. But I'm very curious to find out. Lovely. Oh, there are so many of you. You're not going to make this easy on me, are you? Just been flying around in circles for a while. Seems like it is definitely being attacked. Or at least it's definitely not on a timer. So let's attack them, as horrible as it is. Yep, and instantly fireballs. Which apparently can be destroyed via rockets. That's good to know. I currently have one bio barrel being held, which means right now the rockets are off the table, because otherwise they will be attracted to the magnets and thus destroy the bio barrel I'm holding. So now you two. Lovely. Now for the final test mission, collect bio barrels. Sadly, on a high gravity, high air resistance world. Because why not? Okay, let's get above there. Let go of you, activate you, and all is well. Might need to slightly reduce the strength of that magnet. I can see that being destroyed. And now we have those attached. It's better, ow, that we don't use the rockets. And instead, just the Doom laser. Which is made of flame. Okay, go all the way over here, please. Waiting for the lights to switch to blue. There we go. Lovely and accurate. No damage done. Everything is fine. And that makes 2. This may melt the video on YouTube, but there's something so glorious about that beam of death. Definitely keeping the flamers. Still making more rockets, but definitely keeping the flamers. Any barrels down here? Nope, just rocks. Ooh, hello. Lovely. Let's grab the last one and go back to the Nimbatus. Our job here is done. And I may as well hold on to this one. So this is me from the future. I've just realised something a little bit odd. For some reason, I turned off my recording software before I put the barrels into the harvesting section. So to avoid confusion, and just to show this does work, I'm going to quickly do that again. Let's grab those, thank you very much. Let's go back on over to the resource section and drop these off. No idea why I did that, but apparently past me was very, very tired. There we are. Move on over here. And dropping now. All well and good. So I've just returned the barrels. All was well, except for the fact I dropped the barrel too early, twice. But I would like to see something. Are these worth anything over at the resource storage? Okay, go in, lad. And... Oh yeah. A little bit of yellow. Don't know if the other two went up as well, but they are actually worth a tiny, tiny little bit. So with that, I think we've proven the concept, without a doubt, is a good one. It definitely needs some refinement, but as a basic premise, this thing definitely works. And of course, we can always use these on the planets, which the land is a bit too difficult to dig through. Which is also incredibly fun. So what do I need to change then? What immediate things am I thinking of? Well, first of all, I think what would be good is to slightly reduce the power of the magnet. That would make the bio-barrel one a bit easier. I think going back to a lot more rockets would be good. We don't need it to be as big as it is, so maybe scaling back and making it a bit more structurally sound, that would be pretty good as well. Outside of that, all the other changes I think are just to the harvesting drone. Just make it more independent. Add lasers, perhaps some very basic weaponry, basic shielding. That means essentially this will act as unlimited lives for the harvester drone, and the harvester drone can do all the smaller jobs without relying on orbital bombardment. Which admittedly is still very fun, but that means it's an alternative, not a lack of choice. So, as it's becoming blindingly obvious that my mental processes are slowing down to the point where I can hardly think, I'm afraid I really am all out of time for today's episode. If you have enjoyed, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Nimbatus is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we will most likely be going to the next galaxy and renovating this drone, making it significantly better. So, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. This is just weird.